All right, so this is a great video that I'd like you beginners to watch, and even upper beginners that are playing some chords and things like that, because I know this has happened to you, right? Because it happened to me, and it caused me to put the guitar down. Not once, but twice. Okay? So, you know some chords, you're playing some songs, you're figuring it out. Now, you're at the stage still where you have to be told what chords to play and, how to play them and stuff like that, which is great, okay? So you come across a video and they say, hey, 3 chords to play this great song. And you go, oh, I know that song. I'd love to play that song. So you settle in, okay, you get your guitar and you watch. And it's, okay, here we go. It's A, E, and D. So you watch and they go. And you're like, what was that? That's not A, E, and D. A, E, and D. That's A, E, and D, right? You know what? I don't understand this. I'll never be that good. I mean, they're amazing and I'm just terrible. I might as well quit right now. Okay, that's happened to me and I'm sure it's happened to you or it's going to happen to you. Now, let's explain what happened there in that video. Okay, now what they should have said was, here's how you play this song with 3 chords. Okay, now you can also play this using open chords. But because my guitar playing is a little bit advanced, I'm going to show all you advanced guitar players how to play it this way. But you can still play it the other way. But for some reason, they don't do that. And I don't know why, but they don't. Okay? So let's break down what you just saw. Okay? Because it's a very popular chord progression. And there's a lot of songs written that way. And it does sound pretty cool to play it that way. But at the end of the day, you're playing an A, an E, and a D. All right, let's see what they did. Now, do you remember the video where we took the F-shaped chord and we moved it up the neck? So there's our F, and we came up with that to avoid playing the dreaded F bar chord. So we played our F this way. Now, if we, just like a bar chord, move that F up 2, we have a G. And if we go up 2 more, you guessed it, we have an A. So there's their A. There's where that came from. Simple. F shape played here. And if you really want to kind of a cheater way, look at the dots. So your 2 outside fingers are on the dots. There's my A. Dot, 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 right? There's my A that way. F shape. Now, what did they do for the E? Well, they based this off of basically an A-shaped bar chord. Now, do you remember in the video where we talked about that dreaded B chord that a lot of you don't like to play? And it's basically, we have to fret the A 3 strings there, but right here. So we put our bar, and then we use our fingers, or some people can use just one finger, right, to bar those 3 strings. We know that that exists. Well, it's kind of a cheater way is to drop the bar and just move up the fretboard in the A shape, right? So look, here's A, right? And we went up 2, there's our B, and of course there's only 1 to the C, 2 more to the D, and 2 more to the E. Now, some of you will say, well, that's not right because, you should have a bar. Yeah, you should. But let's look at the E major chord, right? So we have a B fretted, we have an E fretted, and we have an A flat fretted. The rest are open, which are E, B, and E, all played together. So let's look at what we're doing here. We're fretting these 3 strings of the A. And this note here, like right here, right, is your B. So that replaces this one. Then the next one that we're fretting is your root. That's an E, and that replaces this one. And then this one here is your A flat, and that replaces the pointer finger one. So there's your 3 chords. It's called a triad, but we don't need to know that. So there's So technically, that is an E. Now, yeah, there's the bar chord version, and you're welcome to play it, but I like things simple. Same chord, sounds the same, and that's my E. Now for the D, I have a few choices, right? Just like I do with all these chords. I could just go back or down 2 frets, because what happens from E, 2 frets down, would be a D. Play the same thing, same strings, just 2 frets down, there's my D. So now I've got A, E, D, right? A, E, D. Same chords, they just sound different, because remember, they're played up here, so it's going to be higher, pitchier. It's going to have a little different sound, but it's the same chord. So what they should have said in the video was, hey, here's a great song you can play with just 3 chords, okay? Now, I'm a little advanced guitar player, so this is best suited for those of you with similar guitar skills. And if you don't or can't play it this way, just play an A, an E, and a D. But they don't tell you that for whatever reason. They just don't say it. So they just start playing A, E, D, and it confuses you to the point where you're very upset, and it used to make me feel, well, useless, no good. Why am I even doing it? Oh, you know what? I'm just going to put the guitar down, have my coffee, think of something else to do, and that's it. And that happened to be not once, but twice. But at the end of the day, that's all that they're playing, okay? So don't let things like that get you down as a beginner. That's why I always say, don't look too far ahead, because you're going to see things that scare you, that intimidate you, because you don't know the level of the person providing it, and you don't know the level of the person that it's aimed at. And look, let's look at this analogy. Whatever your interests or hobbies or careers are, I'm dealing with thousands of you, right? So whether you're, a cook, a baker, a photographer, an avid sportsman, whatever it would be, when you start out learning something, whether it's your job or your hobby, you learn the most basic way to get around. And it sounds, looks, tastes, feels good, okay? But then as you gain knowledge, experience, practice, and confidence, you start squeezing every little aspect of what you're doing to make it better. You add a little cornstarch to that recipe so it makes it crispier, right? And instead of taking 2 shots in golf to get around that tree, you figure out how to curve your ball around it in 1 shot, right? And in photography, instead of just aiming and pointing and let the camera do all the work, you start taking control of all the different settings you have to make the picture look the way you want. And that's all that we've done here. And that's all that the guy in the video was doing, or the girl, okay? That's it. But it's not necessary. And I've always told you, and it's true, you just learn those 8 or 9 open chords, you learn how to play them properly, so they sound perfect, and transition any way in between them, and you will play a bookload of songs that thick all night long. You can rock out with your favorite songs for your friends. You could even do gigs. So don't let the fact that you don't understand what you're seeing, don't let it be made to sort of make you feel no good. All right, just a little kind of pep talk, and I don't know what else. Thank you so much for your support. If you like this video and you understand what I'm saying and you agree with it, just hit like. That does a lot, apparently. And I welcome your comments and suggestions. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, and let's get you playing easy guitar as soon as possible. And remember, it's all about the practice. Bye for now.